What is up, everybody? Mohammad here, and today we are doing something absolutely insane. We're pitting 3 types of students against each other in the ultimate academic showdown. You've seen them in your classes. You might even be one of them. But have you ever seen them go head-to-head like this? Probably not, because that would be weird, but we're doing it anyway. Get ready for chaos, get ready for genius, and get ready for a whole lot of laughs as we dissect what makes these students tick, or in some cases, what makes them completely miss the alarm clock. Today, we're diving into the chaotic world of students. But not just any students. We're talking about the noob, the normal, and the pro. From morning routines to exam day, who's got what it takes? Let's find out. We've got hidden cameras, not really, but imagine we do. We've got expert analysis, mostly me yelling at the screen, and we've got stakes higher than my monthly video budget. Which one will come out on top? Which one will forget their pants? Stick around because this is going to be an educational roller coaster you won't want to miss. This isn't just about grades, people. It's about strategy. It's about mindset. It's about whether you eat ramen for breakfast or a perfectly balanced kale smoothie. We're going to break down every single aspect of their student lives, from the moment their eyes, eventually, open in the morning to the terrifying silence of the exam hall. So grab your popcorn, silence your phones, unless you're the noob, in which case it's probably already dead, and prepare to witness the most epic student comparison ever filmed.
Alright, first up, the noob student's morning, or should I say, afternoon. The alarm clock, if one was even set, has been bludgeoned into silence hours ago. Our noob is probably cocooned in their duvet dreaming of a world without responsibilities, maybe one where homework completes itself. Sunlight, a mere suggestion. The concept of early bird gets the worm, hilarious. They're more of a late sloth might find a discarded pizza crust kind of individual. Their room looks like a bomb site, and finding matching socks is an archaeological dig. When the noob finally, and I mean regains consciousness, it's usually due to a desperate bladder, or the realization that their phone has 1% battery left and they haven't checked TikTok in 12 hours. The panic is instantaneous. They'll leap out of bed, probably trip over a week's worth of laundry, and then begin the frantic search for anything resembling clean clothes. Breakfast? That's a luxury for people who don't hit snooze 18 times. Their idea of a balanced meal is finding a cereal bar at the bottom of their bag that expired last Tuesday.
Then we have the normal student. Their morning is, well, normal. The alarm goes off. They might hit snooze once, maybe twice, contemplating the universe and why 8 a.m. classes even exist. There's a general sense of begrudging acceptance. They'll scroll through social media for a solid 10 minutes, absorbing the curated perfection of others before facing their own slightly less glamorous reality. It's a relatable struggle, a daily negotiation between the desire for more sleep and the fear of failing that pop quiz.
Let's talk study time. For the noob, study time is a mythical concept, like a unicorn or a textbook that reads itself. Their desk, if they can find it under the piles of instant noodle cups and random collectibles, is more of a monument to procrastination. They'll open their textbook, stare blankly at the first page for approximately 37 seconds, and then suddenly remember a vital YouTube video they absolutely watch about cats playing pianos. Or maybe it's an urgent gaming session that simply cannot wait. The dedication to avoiding work is, ironically, quite impressive. The noob study sessions are characterized by an incredible ability to find distractions. A speck of dust on the wall becomes more fascinating than quantum physics. Their phone, a constant siren song of notifications, is their closest companion. I'll just check this one message, they say, emerging 2 hours later from a deep dive into celebrity gossip forums. Actual studying, maybe 5 minutes of highlighting random sentences, followed by a nap to absorb the information.
Next up, the normal student study approach. They know they study. They even to study mostly. They'll set up their study space, maybe make a cup of tea, and open their notes with good intentions. And for a while, it works. They're reading. They're making notes. They're feeling productive. But then, the dreaded phone buzzes. A friend tags them in a meme. Suddenly, a quick break turns into a 45-minute scroll-a-thon. The battle between focus and distraction is real for the normal student. They're like a ship navigating a stormy sea of notifications and social obligations. The normal student often studies in bursts. 20 minutes of solid work, followed by 15 minutes of rewarding themselves with a YouTube video or a chat with a roommate.
Alright, picture this, it's lecture time, where's the noob? Probably in the back row if they made it to class at all. And if they are there, they're likely engaged in a fierce battle against gravity, their eyelids getting heavier by the second. Class participation for the noob usually means accidentally making eye contact with the professor, and then quickly looking away, terrified they might be asked a question. Their notebook, if they remembered it, is probably filled with doodles of dragons or elaborate plans for their next snack. They are masters of blending into the background, achieving near invisibility. The noob's awareness level in class is often questionable. The professor could announce that the final exam is cancelled and replaced with a mandatory interpretive dance, and the noob would likely only register it 3 days later when someone mentions it in the group chat.
Now let's observe the normal student in their natural classroom habitat. They're usually paying attention, or at least trying to. They'll be taking notes, maybe a bit sporadically, capturing the main points. When the professor asks a question, you can see the gears turning. They might know the answer, or part of it, but there's that moment of hesitation. Should I raise my hand? What if I'm wrong? What if I sound stupid? It's the internal monologue of millions.
Exam preparation, guys, the exam is tomorrow morning. No way, it can't be. Why didn't anyone tell me? If I pass this, I'll never procrastinate again. I'm going to fail everything and live in a box. For the Noob, this phase usually begins approximately 12 to 24 hours before the exam, often triggered by a panicked message in the group chat. This is news to the noob, who thought they had at least another week. Cue the 5 stages of academic grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and finally, a desperate caffeine-fueled attempt at acceptance, which looks a lot like panic. They actually read my answers? Wow. The noob's exam prep strategy, if you can call it that, is a whirlwind of chaos. They'll try to cram an entire semester's worth of information into their brain in one night. This involves staring intensely at textbooks, hoping for osmosis, highlighting literally everything until the pages are neon yellow, and frantically messaging friends for notes they somehow misplaced. Energy drinks are consumed in terrifying quantities. Sleep is for the weak, or at least for people who started studying before the night before. It's less of a study session and more of a desperate, last-ditch effort to avoid certain doom.
Now, the normal student. They're aware the exam is coming. They've probably been mildly stressed about it for a week or so. Their preparation usually starts a few days before, maybe a week if they're feeling particularly organized.
They'll gather their notes, which are hopefully somewhat complete, and start reviewing the material. There might be some rereading of textbook chapters, some highlighting of key concepts, and maybe an attempt at a few practice questions if they can find them. It's exam time, the moment of truth. Let's check in on our noob. They've probably arrived just as the doors are closing, breathless and flustered, having forgotten their lucky pen. As the exam paper is handed out, a visible wave of terror washes over them. Their palms are sweating, their heart is pounding like a drum solo, and their mind, which was supposed to be full of freshly crammed information, has suddenly gone completely blank. Every question looks like it's written in an alien language. The clock on the wall seems to be mocking them, ticking away precious seconds with malicious glee. The noob's exam strategy is often one of hopeful guessing and frantic scribbling. They'll spend an inordinate amount of time on the first question, get stuck, panic, and then jump to another question, only to repeat the process. There might be some furtive glances around the room, not to cheat, but more out of a desperate hope that someone else looks as lost as they feel. They might finish ridiculously early, having written down whatever vaguely relevant thoughts popped into their head, or they'll be the last one there, still wrestling with question 2 when the invigilator announces, "Pens down."
Next, the normal student. They walk into the exam hall with a mixture of nerves and determination. They've done some preparation, they know some of the material, but there's always that fear of the unknown.
As they read through the paper, some questions will look familiar and manageable, while others might induce a small internal groan. They'll take a deep breath and start working through it methodically, tackling the questions they feel most confident about first to build momentum. Time management is a key concern, trying to allocate enough minutes for each section. Results day, the day of reckoning. For the noob, this day often arrives as a complete surprise. They might have even forgotten they took an exam, or perhaps they were hoping it would just magically disappear from their academic record. When they finally, reluctantly check their grades, the reaction is usually one of bewildered shock. Wait, I got a D? I thought I totally aced that one question about, something. There's a genuine sense of disbelief that their minimal effort didn't translate into maximum results. It's a cruel world, isn't it? The noob might even be surprised they were graded at all. They actually read my answers? Wow. There might be a brief moment of blaming the professor, the exam's difficulty, or even the alignment of the planets. But deep down, maybe, just maybe, a tiny seed of realization sprouts. Perhaps watching cat videos wasn't the best exam prep. Or perhaps not. More likely they'll shrug, say C's get degrees or D's get diplomas, and immediately start planning how to avoid this stress next semester, by probably doing the exact same thing.
Then we have the normal student.
And there you have it, folks. The noob, the normal, and the pro student laid bare for all to see. From chaotic mornings to nail-biting exam results, we've seen it all. It's a wild ride, this student life, and everyone navigates it differently. Some float by on a cloud of blissful ignorance, others paddle steadily, and a few are practically jet skiing their way to academic glory. But no matter which category you fall into, remember it's all part of the journey. The most important thing is to keep learning, keep trying, and maybe, just maybe, set that alarm a little earlier next time. So, are you a noob, a normal, or a pro? No matter where you are, just remember, growth is always possible. Even pros were once noobs. Maybe they just hit it better, or had a really scary older sibling who made them study. The point is, it's never too late to adopt some pro habits, or to at least graduate from noob status to normal. Every little bit of effort counts, and who knows, you might even surprise yourself with what you can achieve when you put your mind to it, and turn off your phone for an hour. Like the video? Hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below. Which student are you? Don't worry, we've all been all three at some point. Maybe even all in the same day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll probably do something even crazier, like trying to teach a noob quantum physics in 24 hours. Don't forget to check out my other videos, and as always, stay awesome.